Finally, a movie that asks all the right questions, but provides none of the right answers. We saw Sleepwalkers, so you know what that means.
Schwarzenegger grow a baby in his belly, rock a rhinestone vest while ripping Justin to Kelly, or maybe see a burlesque show with Nick Crow and take a boat with speed to hitting cruise control. J-Man, Big Paul in the beautiful June, gonna take you from the goob all the way to the room. Ran the games of Street Fighter, helped to blow off steam, just a sucker punch the odd life of Timothy Green. Sharknado, the birdemic, how we staying alive. They call it in the badass and he's on the line, cranking 88 minutes cause they cool as ice, cause a bad Jim Varney looking kind of nice. Paul and June getting literal, Jason is getting laid. June is making sure all the monkey shots getting paid. They judge a bunch of movies while they're making the grade. Here's a real question for you, how did this get made? That's a good look, Haru.
What's that smell?
Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to another episode of Matinee Monday. I'm your host, Paul Scheer, and this is a chance for us to go back into the How Did This Get Made catalog, pull some older episodes out from the safe, whoosh, dust them off, and take a look at them again. And this one is, wow, what a doozy. Lauren Lapkus, you know Lauren Lapkus, the hilarious Lauren Lapkus from Newcomers. She has been just the highlight of whatever she is in. She joins us to discuss this Stephen King classic about a mother and son who are in a very incestuous cat relationship. And you know what? June never really wanted to admit that these two people were actually mother and son. As a matter of fact, June came up with so many reasons that they couldn't be mother and son, but I've been told multiple times on my book tour, they are definitely mother and son. But this is just a little bit of June's reasoning about how they couldn't be mother and son. Have I said mother and son enough? Take a listen. This movie is about a mother and son, an incestuous mother and son who are kind of like vampires, kind of like werewolves.
Well, here's the thing. Wait.
They're shapeshifters.
Okay. Pause. Okay. They're not mother and son. They're two creatures. Okay.
Okay.
And I do not believe those two creatures are mother creature and son creature. I believe they are creatures.
I agreed to this last night.
And I need to believe
that.
No,
you see, I agreed to this last night because I knew that you wouldn't continue watching the movie.
No.
I think, okay, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take, for example, that you are right in that they are, I'm assuming, merely posing as mother and son.
That's correct.
Then why do they keep calling each other mother and son only to each other? Like, why wouldn't they, when no one else is looking, refer to each other by their names?
Because they think it's like
their sex game,
freaky and fucked up, and they love it. But they are not actually mother and son.
She screams at the end, "You killed my son."
That's right.
What do you take that to mean?
I cannot continue this podcast, okay, if they are actually mother and son.
Oh boy,
creatures. Like I just can't do it.
I just can't do it. I also felt like they basically they just put that little title card at the top to kind of be like, there's some history about cats, and then they're like, we'll never explain that.
We'll never explain it.
Never was there one person that was like, usually what would happen in these movies, nobody is ever like, I know what this is.
Right.
These are sleepwalkers. These are shapeshifters. There's never a college professor. There's never a Van Helsing. There's nobody who comes along who's like, I know what this is. I know how to fight it.
Well, but I would argue
the cats.
The cats.
And they're just like looking.
Except the nonverbal cast.
Stray cats.
The nonverbal cast of feral cats.
Well, I need to break down a couple things here. First of all, to answer this question, I'm believing that they are kind of vampire cats, or at least something that I'm seeing there, because they have a lot of cat stuff at the top, right? And then this is what it says at the top of the movie. I wrote it down. Sleepwalker, noun, nomadic, shape-shifting creatures with human and feline origins, vulnerable to the deadly scratch of the cat. Mm-hmm. The sleepwalker feeds upon the life force of virginal human females, probable source of the vampire legend. So this would have me believe that they are born of cat and also
vulnerable to cat.
Yes. So it's kind of Like Superman-esque, like I'm from Krypton and Krypton also destroys
I think
me.
that is correct.
But that, by the way, and this is a problem with all these movies, this needs to come up in the middle of the movie because I'm not
this
reading
needs
it.
to come up throughout.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
I read it. And I
every
was like,
couple
what?
of scenes.
I literally was like, cats are important, and then it kept
Yeah.
going.
I rewound to go back to this at one point because
Did you get anything?
Yes, the sentence that is vulnerable to cat scratches. I was like, that's why these cats want to scratch this incest mommy daddy
They're
sexy
not.
mommy
Okay,
sexy
guys,
baby.
guys. Can you just admit, fine, if you think, can you just admit that as creatures, they don't even really have a sex?
They do.
No, they don't. They're just like crazy,
No, but they were
things that
fucking in
aren't
the first
real.
scene.
Yeah.
They were
He took her upstairs,
fucking-
carrying her and kissing her.
You remember when here then let me ask you this.
Well, they
I
made that
understand
Then how
that.
do they, when you see in the mirror them having sex as the creatures, are they genderless?
Maybe.
Well,
They
then
don't
why-
look like they have a gender as creatures.
But they're
is
having
what I'm
sex.
saying.
But they're
I
having
understand,
sex.
but I don't know. He could be a man. I mean, he could be a woman. She could be a man. Like they're taking human form as whatever they please. And in this world, that's mother-son. But I do not think we would be so dumb to assume that in their creature world, they are mother-son.
Why?
The idea that
It's
you
too-
think there are
Because it's too
layers
literal.
to it.
So you think they are? So you think in their world they are just lovers?
Yes, absolutely.
So, but why is that any less? Why will you allow for them to have a gendered lovers relationship and not a gendered mother-son relationship? It's the same.
Mother-son as what? As creatures or as
yes,
humans?
creatures. It's what you're saying as
It's
creatures.
fucking disgusting and it's wrong.
Well, yeah, I think that's the point that it's wrong.
I thought it was a great relationship.
Sleepwalkers, a great fun episode. Lauren Lapkus is hilarious. Make sure you're listening to newcomers. They're watching all the films of Martin Scorsese right now, which is wild. My book, Joyful Recollections of Trauma, is available wherever you get your books. I'll sign a copy for you. There's signed copies all around. You go to my website to find out where those signed copies are. And make sure that you listen, subscribe, like, and follow. And make sure that the download option is always on every one of our episodes because it's how they count downloads now. Anyway, that's a little bit of Sleepwalkers. Listen to the full episode wherever you get your podcast. If you subscribe to How This Get Made, you're not going to miss it. That's all for now. Bye.